Welcome to the Aging Well podcast. In this episode, we're joined by an inspiring guest, Ron Beckenfeld, a super ager and health and fitness authority with over 40 years of experience in the wellness industry. From selling dietary products out of his car at Gold's Gym to founding the Superior Source brand, Ron has dedicated his life to creating accessible, high-quality health supplements. Now, at 80 years, he is a vibrant advocate for fitness and self-care, sharing his insights on whole food nutrition, balanced dieting, and fitness techniques that work for every age. Ron, welcome to the Aging Well podcast. Let's kick this off by just having you tell a little bit about your journey and what drives your passion for health and wellness.
Well, first of all, I've been in the health and wellness business for 65 years. I'm 80 years old. I started my business in 1969 out of the trunk of my car in Venice, California, where I was a member of Gold's Gym, the original Gold's Gym, where we paid $34 a year for a membership. But then I started Continental Vitamin in 1999. My dad had a heart condition and Parkinson's, and he had trouble swallowing large pills. And he used to take these little nitroglycerin tablets. He said, "Son, why can't you make something like this?" All my homework and everything, I found the machines that made these tablets. And then we just started from there. And now we're in a 100,000 square foot manufacturing plant, and I got about 100 employees.
So what was that experience like, selling out of your car at Gold's Gym back in the heyday? And how did that shape your approach to health and wellness?
Well, first of all, when I started, the health food stores were about the size of your bedroom. But I'd get up in the morning at 5 or 4:30 or 5. I was at the gym. I trained, cleaned back into weight, had my breakfast, and I got on the road, and I just started calling all those little stores. And I had the merchandise in the truck of my car. At those days, it was a small contract manufacturer would make stuff, and we put a label on it. And I just go around and met a lot of nice people. The owners were there always, and they were good to me, and it just started from there. Now we sell right now, the Whole Foods, Sprouts, the Vitamin Cottages, and Vitamin Shop, and Trader Joe's, a ton of independent retailers, plus Amazon and all the online guys.
I remember back in the 70s when I was really buying my first protein supplement, buying it at Hoffman's back in Pittsburgh, and that stuff tasted awful.
Well, at those days, cyclamate, which is banned right now, was a sweetener they used back in the early 70s, and the powders were, they were horrible. With the whey powder or the pea protein powders. I mean, they can make cardboard taste good now.
Yeah.
And then my real message is you should be able to take care of yourself. We're not making a Herculean effort. If you eat fresh foods, you can eat all you want. And when you go to packaged foods, you must learn how to read labels and serving size because they're very confusing. And when you look at supplements, you should always look at the other ingredients, like in our Superior Source microlingual. I'll show you. We have full potency in a very small, clean tablet. You can barely even see it. And we've been doing this for over 20 years, this product, along with about 100 others. And they're clean. Everything is clean. And like I say, you read other ingredients. All you'll see is acacia gum, a little lactose, and a natural sweetener, maybe a stevia or a cherry or something, where all the others have the chemical the ingredients to hold tablets together. You just got to have them. Flowing agents and so on and so forth, silica, you name it. And we don't have any. And that's the backbone of our business here.
So what inspired you to develop this Superior Source microlingual delivery system for your supplements?
Basically, it was my father, because he couldn't swallow tablets. The horse tip pills. And can you do something like that, son? And then, it was a lot of hard work. I tried to find these machines. They're from the 1900s, 1800s. I had them all rebuilt again. Wasn't cheap. And I was the first one to ever make vitamins. These machines are all used to make drugs on. I'm the only one in the world that does this. Nobody else does this.
And so are there other benefits besides just simply the ease of administration?
Well, don't forget when it'll melt in your mouth or under the tongue. And that's the whole deal in the big tablets in the clinic. Especially if you take a lot of different supplements, most cases you're getting more inactives than actives. If you look at it, the tablets are 250 milligrams and the tablets, a horse tablet, are they have to fill it. It has to be filled, fillers, so on and so forth. And you put shellacking on them too, which could be a food grade or not a food grade.
Curious, is it of benefit to kind of the absorption of the product as well, just because it starts in the mouth?
We're giving a drug, we're giving really a drug delivery system. That's why we don't use the word sublingual. It's a drug clay. We trademark the name microlingual. And if you, a lot of pharmaceuticals are used this way under the tongue. That was nitroglycerin tablets. They still are. They advertise this stuff on TV, fast, quick deliveries, but all the delivery systems are chemical based. Chemical based. We're not using chemicals in.
So at 80 years young, you are a fantastic example of a super ager. What fitness routines or habits do you follow to maintain your health and vitality?
I'm a little bit fanatical. Probably, I think you are. I just have a feeling about you.
A little bit.
True. Well, you look great. I can just tell.
Thank you.
I can tell around your neck and your shoulders and everything. I get up at 4 a.m. still. I have a gym in my home. And I'll go down, I'll do about 30, 40 minutes of cardio, and I'll stretch for about 40 minutes. Then I'll come up and I'll have a nice clean breakfast with usually egg whites, maybe a potato, not many calories, some fresh fruit. I don't drink fruit juice at all because it's just too much sugar. Then I'll take a variety of supplements and do the day. I usually try to eat 5 times a day. I'm lucky to get 1,800 calories. So let's say right there I had about 300 or 400. Now I'll have another protein drink about 3 hours later, another 150. We're not too high up yet. I might even have I eat lunch very late and I eat dinner late. And I'll tell you why. First of all, then I might have another drink of 150 calories. Then I'll have a lunch which may eat tuna, sardines, chicken breast, hummus, very low calorie, baba ganoush, eggplant, very low calorie. Even a fat-free cottage cheese, no calories. Then I'll go to a dinner, which I don't eat much bread because I don't like it. You do need carbohydrates. I will eat pastas. I try to, everything I eat is a protein base, period. I believe in that strongly, and time will prove that's the way to go. Because when you burn the carbs, fats, and the proteins, your last thing. And basically I end up with 1,800 calories with eating a lot of food. I mean, I have a nice big slice of fish. I eat a salad every night for sure. You got to watch the dressings because that's a killer. That'll give you 400 calories, it'll hit you. As long as you're eating fresh food, and if you do eat packaged goods, learn how to read the labels and watch out for that. That sugar is the killer. Very addicting. And then back to my workout again. Then I will, a lot of times I'll go, after work, I will work out with weights. So I actually train twice a day, 4 days a week, which you don't need. I'm just nuts, when it comes to that stuff. I've been in the gym for 55 years. I've been straight at Gold's Gym, which is the highest level of training. And I just love it. I love it more than anything I do. And I like to put the message out. It doesn't have to be a monstrous effort to stay in shape. And you need about minimum of 20 minutes. So if you can get 40 minutes a day, you can get a rocket shape and eat good food. Diets don't work. You got to have it's basically the way you live, a lifestyle change. And you can have your wine, your glass of booze, a shot a day, it ain't going to kill you, as long as you're not overindulging. You can have a cheat day here and there if you want, if you got a little bit of a sweet tooth. And another trick, sometime when you crave after that last meal at night when you're full, I know everybody gets it's either sugar, it could be fat. So if you get a handful of good quality nuts without the oils and all the nasty stuff in there, you'll see. But to put out that message, especially for the women, they're so busy with so much to do. They got to give themselves 20 or 30 minutes to themselves, whether it's Pilates, yoga, bands with the bands or weights. You don't have to go to a gym. And the weight will start coming off you if you want to lose weight, and you'll level off after a while.
What kind of rep scheme do you do? I assume you probably still train like a bodybuilder, a bit more higher reps, maybe?
Somewhat, no. I do a lot of stretching. I wish I would have learned earlier to that because I think it's critical. I'm very flexible, surprisingly. I about 40 minutes of weight training. I do about a minimum of 500 reps of abs. It's just cardio for me. And like I said, a lot of stretching. I do get massages, so on and so forth. I mean, I'm doing what it takes, to really get after it. I wish I would have known what I know now. Most people overtrain. You don't have to. Then you start getting inflammation and injuries and all that stuff. Especially, I don't think the running's particularly good for you. A lot of pounding on the joints. I don't think golf is particularly good because of the one-sided torquing. But you have to do some preventive stuff like with the golf, for instance. You start swinging on the other side a little bit to kind of even yourself out.
Yeah, I forget who. There was a former gymnast years ago that had, in his book, talked about if they really want to fix the game of golf and the health benefits of it, they should require that you have to switch from left hand to right hand from hole to hole. And that would balance out the muscles so that you're not using just that one rotational direction all the time.
That torquing, it's a torque and a snap. If you're not open, it's part of stretching and take care of yourself. A lot of people make a mistake when they're really, really good condition and they haven't played one of their favorite, like skied in 20 years. Almost guaranteed a disaster because you don't have that range of motion. Range of motion is very important to be open and not to, if you're really on a regimen, is overtraining. That is the killer. With inflammation will come with, let's say, you work your upper body one day and the next day you come to the legs, you're still getting upper body. Rest is very important. Food is extremely important. I would say training is the least, and then as you get over, I'll step on a little something, maybe a little controversial. I think you need TRP, testosterone replacement therapy, through your blood will show, especially abuse yourself so warm. Just like taking a car, you get a brand new car, you don't change it. Well, you don't do nothing for you. Sooner or later, this car is going to be a problem. And a body's the same way. Think about 40 or 50 is who the break is. 100 pounds overweight or, really badly overweight. Just really start putting some energy into yourself if you really want to have a functional life. I'm as strong at 80 now as I was at 50.
Yeah, I talk a lot with my students. I teach exercise science, and we go over the norms for bench press across the ages. And if you bench your body weight in your 20s, you're in fair condition. But then they say when you get to your 60s, which is where they cap off all of the norms, benching your body weight makes you like superhuman. And it's like, that really shouldn't be the case.
If you need, you can use chin-ups as the average person can't even do a chin.
That's true.
Back to bench pressers, that's a great beginner's exercise, but there's a lot of ways to work your pecs without putting that pressure right on that front deltoid. And there's so many great exercises and machines now. I'm going back, decades. Things have really, really changed. My absolute hero is a guy called Jack LaLanne.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't get enough credit. This guy was all about putting the word out about health, and he wasn't about making money. He has done things that he invented the leg extension, the selector system, with the pin. And is just the word put another guy was a superhuman. I mean, of the 30s, he probably had the best physique in the world at one time. And I kind of model myself after him. I want to give out the message. It doesn't have to kill yourself to get in shape. The BS diets that you shove in, no carbs, this and that, and just a good balanced diet with fresh foods. Like a pound of greens, whatever, is only 100 calories. Be my guest, eat a pound. And you can eat, you got to eat to stay in shape. The body needs the nutrients and it needs the rest. And like I mentioned again, the 4 legs of the table, and I think testosterone, you should be looking at it your mid to late 40s or 50s. I went on it when I was about 53 and I've been on it ever. Just replacement amount, nothing freaky stuff to, it's good for your heart. A lot of people don't believe in it, but I do.
Yeah, I still haven't quite looked into it yet. Part of it has been, and this is the argument I give my students, is that, I want them to understand how the activity itself and the diet can help us to live longer and be healthier and be stronger. And so I've been hesitant to even look into it because it's like, I don't want my students looking at me and say, well, yeah, of course you're in shape. You're on testosterone.
No. People are all wrong about that.
Yeah.
That might help you a little bit sexually, but you have to do everything right to be effective. That is not going to be your lifesaver. If you think it is, forget it. Yeah. You have to eat right. You need rest, and you need, I think, some resistance training. It's been bands or even Pilates is livable. Any of those things it'll make a difference. It's the balance you need. You know, I'm going to take testosterone. That's bunk. They're all wrong. You have to do everything. I see guys go on testosterone, but they don't do the right things, and they really don't change much. You see a guy in the gym or whatever who's been there for a decade or two, and he hasn't at least got some abs or got the chicken fat off him or something. He's doing something. He's not eating. It's all won and lost at the dinner table. People don't realize it. You don't need a lot of exercise, especially if you're blessed with great genetics. That's a game changer. I've seen guys that are never even lifted away their track stars that weigh 185 pounds. They come into the gym, they're already cut up. They just get bigger versions of what they are. Everybody's a little different. If you don't have good genetics, you might not have, you'll improve tremendously, but you might not have an unbelievable one. But anybody can improve at any age, period. And it's never too late to start, but you don't want to come from behind the 8 ball. Wake up at 16, you're chasing around the doctors, you got high blood pressure, you're, all the normal diseases you have. That can be all avoided. With this epidemic of overweight is incredible what it was 40 or 50 years ago. I mean, and what it costs the country for this. Or there's Ozempic things. I'm not dead against it, but I mean, if you're just lazy and want to lose some weight in the easy way, get in life what you put out of it. And if you can't afford out of 24 hours, how many use for even over? Come on, man. 5% of the time, and it's a lifestyle change. And as far as the gym goes, not for everybody, but I'll tell you, I know you go to the gym. Let's say you go at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You see the same people usually in the groove, and you meet some wonderful people. Everybody has a common interest. It's very nice, very comforting. Hey, how's it going, Jeff? How's it going, Ron? Nice to see you, blah, blah, blah. It's a very nice feeling. It works for me.
Now, you say you work out at home. What kind of equipment do you have at home?
I have a hoist and a few, my gym's about 1,500 square feet at home.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And I got a nice size home I live in. And, I got any kind of cardio equipment, stretching equipment. I use that inversion table a lot. You know what that is, obviously. Mm-hmm. And that's mainly stretching and cardio. I try to do a little bit every day and keep in real good condition with that.
Yeah, I had a fairly nice size. There wasn't 1,500 square foot gym when we lived in Michigan. And then moving out to Oregon, it's really kind of limited in the space. They don't have basements in this state. It's weird. And I had to take all that equipment and cram it into half of my garage. And so I'm now into about an 8 by 12 foot space, but I've acquired more equipment and I still have more than I need to be able to do everything I need to do.
If you look into it, it's not cheap. It's high quality gym quality. You can do a lot of stuff, including the leg press, leg extension. You can get a full workout off of that, believe it or not.
Yeah, I just have a power rack with a Smith machine attachment to it, high pulley, low pulley, and I get everything done I need to do. I got tons of adjustable dumbbells and
everybody, it's not for everybody. A lot of people cannot train by themselves. I have no problem with it at all. I'm motivated every day, always motivated.
I actually do better training by myself than going to a gym because having been a personal trainer in the past and working in the industry, it's really hard to go to a gym and watch people do stuff that needs to be corrected and not want to go over and interrupt my own workout to go help them out.
There you go. So. Well, the interrupting of the workouts.
Yeah.
The interrupting of the workouts. And the worst thing in the world, they should ban them in the gym of those phones. I mean, I'm looking at guys on the phones. I've already banged out 4 sets and they maybe got 1 in. And I'm moving at a good clip, decent weights and, trying to get a good pump and a good workout. But the major thing is for the average person to understand what goes. And it's all at that dinner table. And if you just learn, and if each package good, just learn how to read those labels and other ingredients and serving sizes. And if you eat fresh food, you can pretty much all you want. Stay away from the junk.
Father's battle with Parkinson's disease had a pretty significant impact on your journey. Could you talk a little bit about how that has influenced your perspective on health and longevity?
Well, nobody lives forever, man. My dad was he's a little man, but he was a very tough, little, hard-working guy. I'm a Hungarian, first generation, a Hungarian Jew, and he came over here. He worked as a busboy. He built a quite successful liquor business. Believe it or not, he recommended. He found out with Parkinson's, the best thing is you got to keep moving. and keep open and stretched. My dad lived about 25 years, he Parkinson's, and that is a very long time.
That is a long time.
A long time. And he was a tough little guy, and I had him at my trainer, had him and working out like a stallion, all the time. And it served him well for a long time, for a lot of years. I think it's mid-90s.
Oh, wow.
Not in good health, though. With Parkinson's, that is not a fun game.
Well, whole food nutrition you've been talking about too is a big focus for you. Why do you believe that is so essential, and what should people kind of keep in mind when they're choosing their diet?
The most important thing is to stay away from processed sugars. A lot of dead calories is just not a good deal. And again, I keep reiterating, learn how to read those labels, other ingredients, all the additives and all the stuff to give it shelf life, color, flavor, yada, yada, yada. A lot of people have a very hard time to adjust getting off of the sugar. It's a son of a gun, man, for a lot of people. It seems to be worse for the females than the males for some reason. And if you can get that under control and battle that sugar addiction, you're on your way. And you eat good food all you want. You'll just be fine. Burn off a few calories with some exercise, and you'll just be fine. You'll get great results, and it's got to be consistent effort. Like everything in life, whatever you put in, you'll get out. I mean, if you don't put no energy, you don't expect much. And it doesn't have to be, like I say, a Herculean effort. And if you do go to the gym, I would suggest before you get your eating habits straightened out, and get a trainer. A lot of guys, old school guy, I don't need no trainer and all that stuff. I know you've heard of it 100 times. Trainers are wonderful if they're qualified and they really pay attention to you. They're not on that phone or anything like that. Excellent way. But no matter what, if you eat right, you could go on the gym and do everything wrong and still getting results. You might get injured to go with it, but don't try to keep up with the young bucks, when you're an old dude. That'll injure you for sure.
I bet the guys at the gym are trying to keep up with you.
I'm in pretty good condition. I'm steady at it. I'm not kidding myself. I'm not a 20-year-old. I mean, I bench press 375 pounds at 175. There's no way. I don't even bench press anymore. Any squats, I won't put a bar on my back for compression. Leg extensions, leg presses, a million good exercise. They got a million great machines out there. There's so much choice and variety. It's unbelievable. There's no excuse, really. Only thing maybe is, go to the gym, you drive there and come back. I mean, it eats a lot of your time up. But if you can work out at home with any weights or bands, get a little cardio and eat right, you got it made right there. You got it made. And take superior source vitamins. You know what another thing I use is very effective with part of I use keto collagen, which we manufacture. Look, where's it at? And what I do is I put a scoop of that in coffee. With the coffee and this, it really works for me. It tastes delicious too. 10 grams of collagen. Collagen is very, very important. The peptides are very important. I don't know if you know much about peptides, but that's a new forefront. And collagen is one of them. As you get older, you don't want to lose your bone mass. Yeah. So you need some collagen. You need some weight reason. I can look at somebody and tell them they're losing bone mass in 2 seconds. I can tell the way they walk if they've got their backs hurt, injury. You just learn. You know the same thing. I'm positive. But extremely important. And these sports drinks they have with all of 1,500 milligrams of caffeine. You save yourself some money and have a cup of coffee. Put some keto collagen in. Yeah. There's no real big trick. Since we know the good protein powders, they're excellent meal replacements, and they fill me up. Like they have the candy bars. I don't get near those things. I'd eat 10 of them. But that is excellent. A meal replacement. I count it as a meal. You can get them down to some of the pea proteins, or even this one here, like keto, is only got 80 calories in it. And it fills you up. For me, it does. Those little tricks of the trade go a long way, and you don't get discouraged. And it doesn't become so tough that, the eating, you can't take it, and this and that. You got a lifestyle change. People eat chicken. What are you going to fry it or broil it? Eat a salad. You're going to put a 400-calorie dressing on there. I can put one that doesn't have nothing like it. Those are the little tweaks and the little secrets that'll keep you eat as much as you want. And the calories, the dense calories, like fruit cheese, too much. You don't get the fiber. I eat an orange, a less calories than a glass of orange is far away. So if once you start learning this stuff, it's very, very easy, and you won't be, hungry or feel deprived. You go back to your old habits.
So you've mentioned the collagen. In your view, what are the key supplements or nutrients that people should consider to support healthy aging?
I think another thing they don't talk about it, we just came out with a product with a creatine and HMB. HMB will keep you from sarcopenia. You want to lose muscle mass when you get older. And with the creatine and the HMB, it'll be helpful, and the collagen peptides. That's would be my thing. That's part of it. And you need your rest, don't burn yourself out. I mean, I like to sometimes I take a 10-minute nap, I put in a pretty good long day. I train myself about 14 hours a week. That's excessive because I'm nuts. I understand. I'm a little crazy, but I just love it more
What are your sleep habits like?
because I get up. Well, I get up early around 4-ish, 4. The problem is if I take too long of a nap, I don't sleep that well, and I think older people don't. As long as I get the rest, I give myself 8 hours in the bed and resty. If I don't sleep that well, I got the rest. I'm still at rest. Very rarely I'll put my head down and wake up the next morning. Maybe for 3-4 hours straight, I get up. As you get older, you got to go to the bathroom a little here and there. The rest is very important and needed, especially after you're training the post-op. I mean, I think creatine, get some food in you right away after you work up a good quality food, muffins or any of that kind of stuff with 1,000 calories in there. A couple bites of the wrong stuff and you're on your own way. And it's effective. It'll work for everybody. You don't have to be, off the deep end like me.
I don't think you're that far off the deep end.
It's just a lifestyle. I just love the lifestyle. Everything circulates around. I was I got to go to Gold's Gym. About a year ago, I fell and tore my quadricep. Very painful, and I hurt my Achilles. Yeah, I've been on a therapy for a whole year. So I'm going to go to Gold's Gym. I've already did my other stuff. I did 40 minutes of cardio, about 30 minutes of stretching. I had my breakfast. Then I'm off to Gold's Gym in Venice. And then I'll get some therapy on my knee after that. So it's a pretty full day.
Yeah.
And I'm still working. The company's still growing. It's very exciting. New product developments all the time with this creatine HMB, and it's going to do real good. You can buy it at Amazon or Home City Health and Store.
So for those people who are new to fitness or hesitant to start, especially older adults, and you've already said that everybody should be lifting and doing exercise as they get older, what beginner-friendly fitness techniques would you recommend?
Number one, if you're going to go to a gym, without a question, I'd get a trainer. I think the right way to go, and I would get my eating under control. Either you want to go to a dietitian, probably give you pretty much the same stuff I'm saying, except you'll save a couple $100 listening to me. And that's it. And the gym, especially for a lot of people who want to go, there's a lot of big guys, and it's very intimidating for especially the females. Very intimidating. But, if you ask somebody for some help or this and that, everybody's very friendly and nice to it. But if you have the patience and able to work out at home, and you don't have the, heavy equipment can be very expensive, extremely expensive. The bands, the resistance to the bands is just fine. If you give 3 days a week of that, every other day, and give yourself rest. And, if you enjoy walking or whatever sport you enjoy, but you got to be very consistent. Consistency is the key to the business, really. You can't work out for a week and then you quit. But after maybe 6 or 8 weeks, if you feel a little burned out, take a week off. No big deal. Just got to make that first step. And it's very hard with a modern life. I mean, especially living in the city. I mean, just to get anything done. And you go to the store is a hassle. Everything used to get free meters of parking in LA. You got to pay, man. Even Sunday. And, a simple lifestyle, if you can stay away from some of the aggravation if possible. But this type of being healthy and fit will help with the stress of life, without a question. You just become stronger to handle it physically and mentally, because stress can wear you out as well as mentally and physically. And cut your legs right off from underneath you. Going through a tough divorce or something, whatever, not easy. And having children. especially the women. I hate to say it. I shouldn't hate to say it. It's the way I feel because I think they're the better sex is one question. They're nurturers, they're givers. They do all the dirty work. I mean, and then they deserve some time to themselves. Besides the nails and all that, it's all fine. But to give themselves 20 to 40 minutes a day of something that's just for them, and they can maybe get away into the basement anywhere, I think it's a big deal.
That leads me to, what advice would you have for families who are looking to adopt healthier lifestyles together?
It all starts at the dinner table, right there. Once you get that eating control, I tell everybody you can teach a monkey to lift weights. It doesn't really matter. And even if you do it all wrong, you're still going to get something. It starts with the eating habits of the family. Try to give the kids a better quality food. The gummies is a big rage now. I wouldn't want to manufacture those. I have more because I feel there's too much sugar. Now they're going more of the artificial sweeteners. We come out with a product for the kids. We call it Clean Melts. It has less than 100 milligrams of sugar in it. Because that's just when you start the children off on the bad habits. They're very addicting, that sugar. And they start getting fat young, lose their self-esteem, so on and so forth. It's very important to get them everything on the ground floor with the eating, especially eating the way you take care of yourself. It's habitual. Get them going to the right habits, not the wrong. And everything is so easy and convenient now. I mean, and what they do to the food, I mean, is just unbelievable, with all the additives and everything. And they're going to start finding stuff I think on the artificial sweeteners long term. I think Alzheimer's might be a part of the deal. You got more of that and you got more artificials than that. It's going to start linking together a little bit. Try to eat as fresh and as clean as humanly possible and take superior sources of the cleanest vitamins on the market.
So this question might be a little bit redundant, but it's a question we ask of all our guests. In addition to the lifting and the healthy eating, what else are you doing personally to age so well?
Well, unfortunately, been in California. I witnessed sun too much, and I didn't pay as bad as most people. You just got to live a clean lifestyle, man. It's the food. Even if you didn't do any exercise and just clean up your diet and you got your body weight, you're not 50 pounds overweight. You're way ahead of the game. You're going to beat the diabetes. You're going to meet some of the being heavy, the joint pain, so on and so forth. That basic, the eating is where it all starts. It really does. And if you can get that under control, you got it made. That's the heart. That separates the men from the boys. The eating. I see people in the gym, they don't change. Well, I eat good and I start talking to me. Yeah, sure.
So as someone who's dedicated your life to advocating for health and fitness, what message would you leave our listeners with about aging well?
Respect yourself and respect your body. It's not going to go forever. And wait, if you don't take care of it, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass sooner or later. I think so. Some people earlier, hey, you can take a person that smokes, live to 100 years old, but that's not the rule of thumb. Some people aren't as gifted genetically or whatever. They're more prone to certain diseases. You got to keep your eyeball on it. And I would suggest you get a physical and get your blood pulled at least once a year. It's like driving with your eyes closed. Know where you're going. Medicine, the doctors are good, but you got to do the heavy lifting. They're not going to put the food in your mouth. You are. That's the key is what you eat. Now with the food everywhere you go, I mean, these companies, McDonald's, they're there to make money. They would sell health foods. They've tried. Nobody wants it. As we start swinging over and get more educated, very important.
Right. This has been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this conversation. How can our listeners and viewers learn a little bit more about you, your company, Superior Source? I presume there's a website. Are you on social media?
Oh, yeah. We do a lot of social media, a lot. I do a lot of podcasts trying to put out the word. I like making money and have a company. I want to make money, but I want to pass the message first that everybody should be healthy in this country. Save this country a lot of money and everybody a lot more happier if they were healthier. Hey, when you get 60 years old, you start chasing around these doctors and nothing worse than that. I just hate it. Just the whole idea of doing this stuff, Just basically that the eating is the number one. And everything else will fall in life. You'll get your weight down without any exercise. You just eat right, cut your calories. It's something you can live with every day. And it's fun. You go out to the restaurant, I mean, when they, and like a fried chicken, when you get the darn stuffed broil, or fried fish, when are you going to broil? You know, that type of stuff. Do you eat meat? I mean, I think the real bugaboo is these chemical burgers. And I think you're better off with a good quality grass-fed meat. If you want to be a vegan, great, but you got to get that protein is critical as you get older too, because it's everything. That's your muscles, your tendons. You got to feed the bone mass to keep the fat off you.
Well, we will share links to your company in the description notes so everybody can kind of check out your products and check you out a little bit more. But Ron, really, thank you. Is there anything we missed talking about today?
Oh, you've been great, and thanks for the patience, and I'm glad to see somebody's like-minded. And I think you got it all right, but you're not a fanatic, because it'll dominate your life. But it's not a bad lifestyle to be into. Everybody's pulling in the right direction. I mean, it's kind of a nice lifestyle. It doesn't mean you're a nutcase or a fanatic or whatever, but everybody has choices in life. Everyone is going to eat. What are you going to put in your mouth? If you're educated, you'll be better at it. I think we need is education. And my message really is, like I said, I have a company. I want to sell products, but I want to pass the word. It's just not that hard to take care of yourself. And guarantee everybody will get results.
Well, Ron, you are a great example for our listeners and the viewers. So I hope they will follow your sage advice and just keep aging well.
And you keep putting the word out, though. We got to be the team together. Make America healthy again.
Yeah, we've been pushing that. I really like that theme, and I think that's going to be a really theme of this year's, because this is going into season 4 of our podcast. So I want to get everybody thinking in regards to, let's get healthy again.
Good. Everybody will feel good about themselves. I mean, if you look in the mirror, man, you're 50, 60 pounds, you can't feel that good about yourself. I don't care what anybody says. You're not going to be a god or a goddess. It's okay, but do the best you can do. You'd be surprised how much you can improve. It's stunned how much you can improve.
Again, Ron, thanks. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and just keep aging well. Thank you for listening. I hope you benefited from today's podcast. And until next time, keep aging well.